Ever wondered why this little piece of paper controls your whole life? Welcome to Step to Wealth, the place where we break down money, power, and the system behind it in the realest way possible. Today, we're diving deep into the untold truth about money. And trust me, it's not what you think. Money is that one thing everybody's chasing, from the guy begging on the street to the dude chilling in a private jet. It's not just paper, bro. It's almost like an addiction that silently runs the world. Funny thing is, this paper itself has zero real value, yet it decides the value of everything around you. Think about it for a second. How did something so basic get so much power over human life? Why does everyone believe in it without even questioning it? The answer goes way back, thousands of years ago, when money didn't even exist. Back then, people used something called the barter system, which honestly sounds simple but was kind of messy. If you had rice and wanted sugar, you had to find someone who not only had sugar but also needed rice. Imagine the struggle, like trying to match vibes with someone who just ain't on the same page. Because of all these headaches, people started thinking smarter and came up with a different system. They began using commodities like cattle, grains, tobacco, and even liquor as a form of money. Basically, anything useful and widely accepted became a medium of exchange. But yeah, this system wasn't perfect either, not even close. Stuff would rot, animals would die, and figuring out exact value was confusing as hell, like how many bags of wheat equal one cow, and who even decides that. So humans needed something more stable, something universal that everyone could trust. That's when gold and silver coins entered the game and changed everything. These metals had value, were durable, and people actually trusted them. But again, humans being humans, found problems even in this system. Carrying heavy gold everywhere was risky and exhausting, and theft was always a real fear. No one wanted to walk around like a moving treasure chest waiting to get robbed. Then came a smart but sneaky solution from goldsmiths and traders. They told people, hey, leave your gold with us, we'll keep it safe. In return, they gave a paper receipt that basically said, we owe you this much gold. This receipt was called an IOU, meaning I owe you, and it changed the game completely. Instead of carrying gold, people started using these papers to trade. And since everyone trusted that gold was sitting somewhere safe, these papers became money. Now here's where things get a little shady. Over time, people stopped going back to collect their gold because trading with paper was just easier. Everyone believed, if there's a receipt, the gold must be there, no questions asked. And that blind trust, yeah, that's where the real game started. Goldsmiths realized that most people weren't coming back for their gold anyway, so they got greedy and started printing more receipts than the gold they actually had. Basically, they created money out of thin air, just by writing numbers on paper. No gold backing it, no real value, just pure trust. And guess what? People kept accepting it like nothing was wrong. This, my friend, was the beginning of the biggest legal scam in human history. That gold storage system slowly turned into what we now call banks, and those simple receipts evolved into modern-day currency. Now fast forward to today, and you probably think you understand how banks work. You deposit money, the bank gives loans, earns interest, and makes profit. Simple, right? Yeah, that's what they want you to believe, but the reality is way deeper and kinda wild. Let's say you deposit 1,000 rupees in a bank. The bank keeps a small portion, like 10%, as reserve and loans out the remaining 900 to someone else. Sounds normal, but here's where it gets interesting. When you check your account, it still shows 1,000 rupees sitting there. At the same time, the person who got the loan also sees 900 rupees in their account. So technically, the system just created extra money that didn't exist before. This means two people now have spending power from the same original money. That's kind of crazy if you really think about it. It's like the bank duplicated money without actually printing anything physical. And nah, the story doesn't end here, it goes even deeper. That 900 rupees gets spent and deposited into another account. Then the bank again keeps 10% and loans out the rest, creating even more money. This cycle keeps repeating again and again, multiplying money like some glitch in the system. So your original 1,000 rupees can turn into 10,000 rupees in the economy. But here's the catch. Most of that money isn't real cash. It's just numbers on a screen. digital entries in a system you trust blindly. Less than 10% of total money actually exists in physical form. The rest is just virtual, something you can't even hold in your hands. And this is where things get risky. You think your money is safe in the bank, ready whenever you need it. But if too many people try to withdraw at the same time, the bank simply can't pay everyone, because they don't actually have all that money. The whole system runs on probability, assuming not everyone will ask for their money at once. And as long as people don't panic, the system keeps running smoothly. But the moment trust breaks, everything can collapse real quick. That's why the entire financial system is built on one thing and one thing only: trust. Now here's where things get even more real, because most people don't even realize the difference between currency and actual money. Currency is just a medium of exchange, something governments print and control, while real money holds value on its own. That's why if tomorrow a government cancels notes, your cash can turn into useless paper overnight. But assets like gold don't play by those rules. They hold value no matter what any system says. No politician, no bank, no policy can suddenly make gold worthless, and that's why it has survived for thousands of years. While paper money survives on trust, real assets survive on intrinsic value. And let's be honest, the system is designed to confuse the average person. Complicated terms, fancy banking concepts, and endless financial jargon keep people from questioning what's really going on, because the less you understand, the easier it is to stay trapped in the loop. At the end of the day, money isn't power. It's the illusion of power built on belief. The system only works because everyone agrees to believe in it without questioning it. The moment that belief cracks, everything you thought was secure can flip in seconds. That's why smart people don't just chase currency, they build real value. They understand assets, they diversify, and they don't put blind trust in a system designed to benefit a few at the top. Because survival isn't about how much paper you hold, it's about what you actually own. So next time you look at money, don't just see numbers on a screen. See the system, the game, and the truth behind it. This is Step to Wealth, and now you're playing smarter.